Most of our walls ready. I purposely left some elements out. On the top here, we have a more like a balcony type of or a terrace type of situation. So that one that here is outside space, and then over here I haven't quite finished the facade yet. We'll quickly focus on here because that facade here is actually an exterior wall, just with like very large windows. And we'll have a closer look at the column tools for over here. But these ones here, as they are not columns, but they are the in-between of windows, so we want to have a proper wall on that side. One of the very helpful actions that you can perform as well, again, if you want to extend that wall and you press shift and it extends outwards, and you can just click anywhere and it will extend that way. But of course, sometimes you want to extend it to a certain reference point. And in here now, I'm going to choose that lower corner of the wall on the other side. Click that as a reference point. And now the two walls are exactly the same length, because that's what we want when we are then connecting the two of them together. So to actually make sure that they are intersecting properly. That's one way to do it, and of course you can use that Alt-I, that intersect method as well. But it's really helpful. Just what I've been doing before as well. I did that with these walls as well. So I would, rather than just, positioning that wall by eye, I actually want to align it with the outside reference line of that wall. So I'm clicking on that here, pressing shift and finding that point and dropping it there, so all these three elements are actually aligned flush. And you want to be, and I'm a bit very precise with these sort of things, make sure that you create a habit of drawing these sort of things properly, like the same with that kind of wall. Yes, it works if these things are slightly off all the time, it works, but I personally find it really annoying if there's like tiny little gaps, especially when you zoom in and then you can see like, I don't know, a line here and it's just like not quite aligning together. I find that annoying, but that's something that you have to negotiate with yourself. Another similar thing we have up here, that wall again, that's a closed wall. We are mirroring that one, so it's on the outside, and you can see what's happening here now. We are using the Alt-I intersect action as well, so they're properly aligned. You can see now before there's a weird thing going on. They were like kind of merging, but not really. So it's a very good habit to do as well. If you're unsure, you can just select a couple of these together and make sure that they intersect, and you can tidy up the plan in that way. Then over here, that's actually open. That's open to the outside. So these two little things are columns, and we can use the column tool here again. Same kind of procedure as with the walls. You just click onto the setting dialog, and that one will pop up. If you go, there's a tiny sub menu on the left hand side. If you go to segment, down here you can actually change the profile. If it's a steel beam, you can change it. If it's a round one or rectangular, of course in that case it's rectangular. Column, you can just select it there. In that first tab, you can change the measurements. Let's have a look. Let's quickly measure those. Roughly, let's say 15 centimeters. That makes sense. They don't have a lot of load coming down to them. They are more, there you go, 15 centimeters. It's a very much square profile. That looks fine. And here the same thing again. As we've seen already with the walls, we are linking it to the first floor. That's perfectly fine. We're just leaving it as is. Then there's some advanced options here as well. The way how it's going to be wrapped within a wall. You can play around with them, see what happens, see how they change in your plan. You have the option of it being slightly slanted. So let's assume there's a, I don't know, 20 degrees incline. So 90 degrees would be completely vertical column, minus 20 would be 70 degrees. So it would be slightly slanted. But of course, I would assume in that building it's vertical, so we leave it at 90% or just use the vertical option here. Then there's also some settings on how the column should end. That's especially important when you have these slanted or slightly tilted columns. That's in the beginning, it's probably not as important, but once you're starting to create a proper 3D model, you want to pay attention that these settings are properly done. And then lastly over here, and that's something that you see with other elements within ArchiCAD as well. Just as we've had the reference line for a wall, we have reference points or reference axis here. For a column, I would leave it in the middle. We will have a closer look at how that system works when we are starting to add text to it as well. So that's all good, happy with it, pressing OK, and then you can just press onto wherever you want to do it. I've just randomly chose place. I can click Command D and put it in its actual location. And because we have a second one here, I am going to use right click, use the move option, drag a copy, which is option Command D, and now I can basically just click anywhere I want and drag it wherever I want. But of course we want to be a bit more precise. So again, going into move, drag a copy, I'm selecting that point here, clicking, pressing shift so it stays level with that the existing column, and I probably want to have it aligned. I'm not sure if it actually is, but let's just assume I want to have it aligned with the outside face of those two walls. So pressing shift, navigating to that corner, pressing again, and there it is. Now that thing has some really slightly annoying graphical indicators for where the axis of those columns are. I don't really need that at the moment, so, and that's a bit disturbing for now, even though we're looking at these graphical setups a bit later. I'm going to change it now, going into the setting, selection settings again, and then you have a floor plan and section option. You can see down here, and you would have that with all the elements, just closing everything else, cut surfaces. So that's the outline of a cut surface of a section that's being created. So if you think about a ground plan is a horizontal section as well. And here you can change these kind of settings. So of course it's a solid line. You can click on here and you could choose dashed lines or dotted lines or anything. Obviously it's a cut section. We want to have a solid line. You can click on the next one and you can change the pen that is being used. It was now assigned to pen number 28. We want it to be a black pen, and you can see when you're hovering over these pens, you can see on the top line the width of the pen line as well. So maybe that 41 0.25 millimeters line width, that sounds about similar to what the outline of the other walls are. Once you get to set up your own pen set, and you'll probably have some very specific preferences for yourself, and you start to remember these numbers, that you know that, oh, 41, you know, that's the outline, you can actually just type in that number here as well, whatever it is, rather than selecting it and finding it in that Finder window. So yeah, you'll get much faster with that. The other ones we'll just leave as is, and I would assume, yes, here it is in floor plan symbol. It's now set to crosshair. We want to just leave it, maybe let's have that X option, and you can see that cross line pen. You can also define that, probably a bit of a lighter pen. Let's take number 1, and okay, so that is now being changed. So we now have a cross line with the number 1 pen and a number 41 pen on the outside. So yeah, looks about right. That's the column tool. Again, there's some much more advanced settings in here as well, and as we progress with the series, you will notice that these kind of windows and settings, they repeat throughout the entire interface of ArchiCAD. So once you get to know one of them a bit better, it's becoming much easier for you, and it's more like analog to navigate all these different settings as we go along. But we'll just focus on the most important things now to get you started to drawing plans as fast as possible. Perfect. Thank you very much.